sight streamers, keen eye, tracking the spirits as they float and fly. Spooky whispers rather search the line, wrist bend like a portal through space and time. Every note builds tension in the haunted air. Geeks paranormal, the ghosts beware. Crowds at home watching the pulse unfold. Stories of the night in the vision was told. Dance with the phantoms, EDM embrace. Ghosts and humans share the same space.
Voices in the dark, can you hear them scream? Streaming to the living in the dream. Ghost in the static, moving with the beat. Geeks paranormal, feel the night's heartbeat. Candles flicker, screens light the haze. Trident storm in a spectral maze. From haunted halls to the digital streams, we chase the shadows, we chase the dreams. Whispers grow, machines hum,
Ghosts rise,
lights flicker.
heartbeat slows, darkness pulses.
Are you ready? Streams cut to black.
Silence holds
Only the static
in Geeks Paranormal.
in the shadows,
Investigating,
streaming,
protesting.
forever chasing the unseen.
Whispers in the static, flickering lights. The night is listening. Geeks Paranormal. Sin whites, heart. Shadows know that something waits.
What is up, Vice? Bear with me. We're having some technical difficulties. It's not my show if there's not any technical difficulties or I'm late. So bear with me. We're getting everything together.
Late night signals, the senses hum. Geeks Paranormal, hear the spirits come. Streaming live to the curious eyes. Cameras flicker while the phantom flies. Every creak in the floor, every cold breeze is a secret the shadows whisper with ease. Protest a voice calm, but the pulse is high. Your driving pulses
So,
meet the
those
other
that can
wordless
hear me,
sky. Baseline driving like footsteps
give me
in
a
the
thumbs
hall.
up in the
Guitarist
chat.
wail as the shadows call. Poltergeist energy in the
Come
dance floor
on, you
glow.
know y'all
Geeks
wanna.
Paranormal makes the haunted show.
Voices in the dark, can you hear them scream? Streaming to the
infrared lights scanning the room. Specters appear in the EJM gloom. Podcaster insight streamers, keen-eyed, tracking the spirits as they float and fly. Spooky whispers while the circle line bend like a portal through space and time. Every note builds tension in the haunted air. Geeks, paranormal, the ghosts beware. Crowds at home watching the pulse unfold. Stories of the night and the visuals told. Dance with the phantoms, EDM embrace. Ghosts and humans share the same space.
Voices in the dark, can you hear them?
I wonder if it's me. Hang on.
Streaming to the living in the dream.
Nope, not me.
Ghost in the static, moving with the beat.
My
Geeks, paranormal, feel the night's heartbeat.
I wonder if I sent you this, if this would work. I can't hear you at all. Does that work?
Candles flicker, screens light the
I can hear you. Can you hear me? It is not my show unless there's a technical difficulty or I'm late or something happened. I was at a doctor's appointment and didn't get out until 6:50, and I was like, oh my god.
Whispers grow, machines hum, ghosts rise.
Zoom never used to be that way. Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
Are you ready?
We figured it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna look at something real quick before we go live, and then I'm gonna go into my disclaimer, then my intro, and then we'll start our chat, like we usually do. Oh my god.
Cut to black.
That's okay. You know what's good about my show? I got Angel Vaow right under,
And geeks
above you, so I got you, girl. I got you. I got you.
investigate.
Okay, so
Forever chasing the unseen.
Whispers in the static. Flickering lights. The night is descending. G.E.E.K.S Paranormal. Thin whites. Hard to. Shadows know that.
And you're supposed to say the lines.
Oh, is it? I gotta say that?
Yes.
Public service announcement. The views and opinions are the opinions.
Fuck that bullshit. They are my opinions and my guests, no one else's. Remember, this show ain't for chitlins ears, so listening discretion and viewing discretion is advised. This is a paranormal horror crime show, so the scenes and the sounds could be a little terrifying to those little ears and those little eyeballs. And of course, there's obviously cussing. I mean, it's me. Also, please don't do anything that these stupid ass people do in this video or this podcast. This is for entertainment purposes and for you guys to listen with your ears, consume the knowledge. And now, time for the show.
Whispers in the static, flickering lights. The night is listening. Geeks Paranormal. Shadows know that something waits. Late night signals, the sensors hum. Geeks Paranormal, hear the spirits come. Stream and live to the curious eyes. Cameras flicker while the phantom fly. Poltergeist energy in the dance floor glow. Geeks Paranormal makes the haunted show.
Haunted halls to the digital streams. We chase the shadows. We chase the dreams.
Exploring the paranormal perspective.
To put on my page so people can go and watch the
Of
interview.
course. All right. What's up, everybody? It is Shauna with Exploring the Paranormal Perspective, a fan of Geeks Paranormal. You can just call me Geeks. Most everybody does. It has been a crazy day. You will not believe. Of course, I'm late. It's 7:48, and I was supposed to start at 7:30. My apologies, Angel. I'm so sorry. And Angel is just a goddess because she's amazing. She always is. Thank you for coming on the show and dealing with my my geekiness, because Lord knows I wasn't that geeky getting everything going. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad we've got everything figured out. It was a
Right?
struggle.
Oh my God. So I sent her
What
the
was that
link.
What was
I,
that flash that just happened?
I went from one screen to another, and it was a bright screen that went to a dark screen. So gotta
Okay.
love- yeah. No major issues going on yet. Hopefully not anytime soon, because oh my Jeebus crispy. You guys, I swear, today has just been one thing after another. I got up this morning, took my daughter, see the bright screen. I went and took my daughter to school, and after school I went to Walmart, realized my stuff wasn't ready for Walmart yet, so I went and got me a coffee, got back to Walmart, got my stuff, got home, unloaded. By the time I unloaded, I realized I had so many chores to do. It's just been go, go, go. I hope your day has been a little relaxing at least.
No.
No?
I wish. I haven't had a relaxing day in probably over a year at least.
Oh my God. Got back to Walmart, got my stuff, got home.
It was just crazy. I had an appointment to go. I have a brand new vacuum. It's like not even 2 months old. And I'm having a tattoo party tomorrow. So I wanted to vacuum. And it's not like, what the heck? It's brand new. So I called and made an appointment to take it in to have them look at it. And I drove all the way there. It was like 25 minutes to get there. And there's nobody there. No lights are on. Doors are like, tried to call the place. It wouldn't take the phone call. So I have no idea what happened. So I came home and I was like, I'm going to fix this shit myself. So I got on YouTube. I looked up the video. I'm like, how do I figure out what's wrong? And then how do I fix it? And I figured it out. I had to order the part. It's just a belt. But yeah, so I'm like, I'm just going to fix this shit myself. They lost money.
You know, that's usually how it goes. We have to YouTube everything anymore. Nobody wants to work. But, well, thank you so much for being on and being patient with me. I totally appreciate it.
It's all good.
So, to start our questions, Angel Honey.
Yeah, baby.
You have now been appointed as CEO of Dark Moon Press. Come on, tell us a little bit about that and what happened, what's going on. How did you get this, and do you get any sleep?
I don't. I literally work 7 days a week because I'm juggling so many different careers. I got the company. And as you know, we're working on trying to get this show the pilot and everything started with that. So I got that on there. I got my bundle business, and I have so many roles within Dark Moon Press. I'm doing editing, and it's just every day there's something. So I literally work 7 days a week.
Oh,
But how it happened was I went to Indiana to visit Eric and Star, and this was about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. And at that time, Eric had just started to reemerge with the world. He had been suffering with major depression, and he was in a dark place. And that was one of the reasons why I went to visit them. And we got to talking one day, and I said, what are you going to do with the company? I said, it's been kind of sitting dormant, for almost 2 years now. I said, authors reach out to me wanting to know what's going on. And I was like, I don't know what to tell them. And he just pretty much was, in the mind frame of it's done. I'm just going to, get rid of it, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at him and I said, well, the biggest problem you've always had in the 20 years you've had the company is you've really not had any help. I said, what if I help you? And then that offer led to, okay, well, yeah, I want you to help me, but you're not just going to be a helper. I want you to be my partner. And I'm like, okay. So we agreed that I was going to come on board and kind of take over the company for a little while to get it, just to bring it back to life. And so doing that, I brought Eric back to life and lit a spark under that man, and I've created a monster.
oh no, I know. He's like,
and it was bad there for a while. Like, he was really struggling with having any purpose, and yeah, so I brought, I came on board. I brought the company up a little bit, and then I got him going. And now things are just a year and a half later. Holy shit. I mean, we've got so many new titles. And because when I first came on board, we had I don't know, maybe 300 titles. Now we're up to over 500. We've added, I don't know how many authors. A lot of our authors that kind of left, I reached out to, or they reached out to me when they knew I was coming on board. And they came back to us. So it's been so much fun. There's just so much work. There's so much work with the company, and I love it. But there are days that I get a little overwhelmed, because it takes up a lot of my time, and I have these other careers that I'm juggling. So, but we've come to the conclusion that the company has done better in this past year since I've been on board than it ever has in the 20 years that it existed. And I take great pride in that.
You should.
And Eric is always given me credit for bringing him out of that dark space, and breathing life back into him too. And so it's definitely going in a good direction. No doubt about it. I love it.
That's amazing. I'm so glad it is. 1 second, I got music going off in my ear and I can't hear shit. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it, YouTuber. Right in the middle of her talking. Rude. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. I heart your face, honey. So I am so glad that he has finally come out and he's emerged back out into the public, because I love that man. He is such a sweetheart. Nobody deserves to have a better life than that man. And for you to be able to have some of the credit of bringing him back, kudos to you, girl, because somebody needed to do something and get his butt rolling again, because he has so many great ideas, and he is such a amazing giving and always wanting to help people. And my brother from another, my military brother from another mother. That's what I always say.
Right. That was the other reason why I was brought on board too, because he is very sweet and very kind and very gentle, and I am too. But when it comes to business, I don't play around. I just don't.
Right.
I don't let anybody try and take advantage of us.
Mhm.
And I've had to step up and actually get rid of authors that tried to take advantage of him behind my back.
Mm.
And I'm like, nope, just move along. I don't want
Yep.
you here. That you're not going to do that to him. You most certainly aren't going to do that to me. So
Mm.
I'm definitely sweet, but I have a spicy side, and
Oh
Eric
yeah.
doesn't. Spicy side, when it comes out, it's not very often, but when it comes out,
Mm.
it's out, and people don't play around. So
No. And that's what it needed. It really did need somebody. God, I don't want to put it this way. How can I rephrase it? Um, Somebody that has more of a spicy side, like you said, because you do have people that want to take advantage. And as we saw during that one time, there was too many people taking advantage, and nobody was
yep,
taking up for him. And
right.
he really needed that. So kudos to you, and I'm so happy to see that you are leading the way and you're progressing through that. But I do want to delve a little bit more into your background as well, because I've had you on before. A lot of
Mhm,
the ones that are already that have seen my show, that are continuously watching, have seen you before. But for those that have not seen you before,
mhm.
my title was Angel Holy Ghost Balls. I've got the ghost magnet Angel Vaow on the show. So kind of tell us a little bit about your background. How did you become that ghost magnet? How do you see ghosts? How do you talk to them?
It honestly was just something I was born with. My mom and my aunties had the gift. We all have different gifts, but mine is definitely a little different than what they even expected. The first spirit that I saw, I was 8 years old, and it was my grandfather, who I'd never met. But I actually saw his spirit before he died, about 5 hours before he actually passed on. So that's how they kind of knew that I had a little bit of a tweaked gift as to what they had. But I've always been connected. My mom brought me up to know that, people like us that have these kind of gifts, we're put on this earth to be in service of
Yeah.
others, not just the living, but the dead. And
Oh.
I grew up with that in mind. And I guess that's when you're raised like that and you open yourself up to the other side. The spirits, they know that they're safe with me. They know that I can hear them. They know that I can see them. They know that, I'm somebody that does this for them. It's not for fame. It's not, nothing like that. I do it for them, and it's always
Mm.
been my life. It's my passion, and it's something that I'll always do. I mean, it's just when I go into a location and there is a spirit that's lost or needs help, or something like that, it's such a
Mm.
rewarding feeling to be able to help them, because they can't just call somebody up and say, hey, I need help. They literally have to
Right.
sit there and wait for somebody like me to come to that
Yeah.
location, be open to them, and then they get that help. Not all spirits get that, so if I can
Mm.
help them, that's rewarding for me, and that's what I've pretty much based my life on. That's always going to be my first priority, is to be in service of others. And usually it's the dead, but I love helping living too. And I've been called to 88 different private cases. So I do get called on, like home investigations to help with hauntings and things like that. And I've been to over 320 something now,
Oh,
haunted
nice.
locations. So yeah, I'm very in tune with the
You
other side.
are.
Yeah, yeah.
As a witness myself, because I was with you in Hinsdale a couple of years ago and got to see it firsthand. And I mean, you treat them just like you did me. So it was awesome to watch you and actually be a part of that. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for inviting me. That was a once in a lifetime trip, and I absolutely loved it. I didn't go to the fairy fair though. I never did. So I'm gonna have to try again. I just never got that feeling that they wanted me there. So I was just like, well, I won't go.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm there every August. Dan, the one that owns the haunted Hinsdale house, he puts aside the second week of August every year for me. It's a special time for me. That's when the meteor shower happens, and that was something that my mom always did for her birthday. Her birthday's on August 12th. So that week, I'm up there every year. So if you ever have that time free, you're open invite, girl. You can always come.
Thank you, honey.
Yeah,
I will definitely
yeah.
keep that in mind because that was a wonderful. I mean, just all the experiences we had with the cameras. I did tell you that
Oh
I
my
lost two of
God.
my cameras whenever I came back. It was there, and then the footage was gone. It just ate it
Right.
up. So it was just absolutely amazing. And then the orb that I caught, there was just so much that happened that weekend. It was absolutely
There was,
phenomenal.
yeah.
Oh, I have a
That's what
couple
I
of
love about
questions.
this.
Oh, yes. That place is absolutely phenomenal. And it was comfortable. In August,
Yeah.
you guys, it was like 70 degrees in the daytime and 50 degrees at night. It was perfect. And let me tell you about Angel's cooking. She cooked for us while we were there. And oh my God, I felt like I was at home eating off of a family member's dining table. It was absolutely phenomenal cooking. She is a very good cook. But
It's one of my love languages. I love to cook for people. I'm always been like that. So
yep. And
yeah,
she does.
I love that.
She cooked. You cooked every night, didn't you? Except for one night.
Yeah,
Every
just the
night.
one night I think we ordered pizza or something that night.
Yeah, we went and got pizza in Cuba that night.
Yep.
I remember that. Meltdown said, oh God, I gotta scroll back up. Meltdown _357 on Twitch said, I like the way you do business. LOL in a Detroit accent. And then Ken said, where did his go? Who are we chatting about? We're chatting about Angel. What are you talking about? Where did that question go? Oh, Meltdown said, do you happen to have gypsy blood?
Do I have what?
Gypsy blood.
Oh, gypsy blood. No, no.
And Ken also said, I love that for them, not for you. Talking about the dead. Whenever you're talking about how somebody is there for them for the dead.
Right.
So you're a writer, you're a medium, you're a paranormal consultant, you're a photographer, you're a poet, you're a lyricist, you're an event coordinator, you're a cook, you're a crafter. What, have I missed anything?
No, just there's probably a few things there. I'm multi-talented.
You very much are.
I'm always got something going on. Yeah.
So for those that have this kind of gift like you have, how do you turn it off? Can you turn it off?
I can shield myself. You can't really turn it off. And somebody like me, like I have, and there's going to be people out there that think it's a bad thing when I say this, and I haven't found another word to use, but I do have attachments. I was on a private case in 2006, and a woman called me in because she felt like she was being haunted. And it turned out to be her daughter that passed away. Well, I was under the understanding that the little girl died when she was a little girl. She didn't. The daughter died when she was an adult. But when something traumatic happened to this little girl, Lily, when she was a kid, and when she died as an adult, she resorted back to that age. And that happens with some spirits. People don't understand that. We leave imprints on this earth before we die, and happy moments, sad moments, traumatic moments, we leave certain imprints. And sometimes spirits will go back to those imprints because it's so significant. Well, this little girl, Lily, was being abused in many different ways by her father. And when I got to the house, I picked up on this little girl immediately. And when I walked into her old bedroom, the sadness and the fear that I felt from this little girl, not of me, but of what she had been through, it damn near knocked me over. It was so intense. And I knew once she explained to me why she was there, what happened to her, she gave me very graphic images of what her father did to her.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I knew I didn't want to leave. I'm covered in goosebumps right now, so she must be with me. But I did not want to leave her there because I knew that her mother knew that this was going on and her mother didn't do anything about it. So, in a situation like that, as a professional, I could not just come out. I wanted to go out there and just beat the shit out of this lady for
Right?
allowing this to happen. But as a professional, I couldn't do that. So I did the next best
Yeah.
thing. I offered Lily to come with me. I told her, I said, you don't have to stay here. You don't have to keep reliving this over and over and over again. I will help you break that cycle. You come with me. And she did. So Lily's been with me since 2006. I met another spirit in 2021 named Bob.
Hi,
And
Bob.
Bob is something else, let me tell you.
I think he spoke
All
to you
of
a
my
couple of times at
friends,
Hinsdale too.
yep, he did. And my friends know him. And it's so weird to say that my friends know his spirit, but they do. And he's made his presence known so many times around people. He's not shy by any means. He's very powerful. He's very protective. As a matter of fact, the tattoo that I'm getting tomorrow is in honor of him.
Aw.
I have a butterfly on my calf that I got for Lily because she liked butterflies, So um, it's so you don't really get to turn it off, especially when you have attachments, because they're pretty much always there, and so I can shield myself. And I'm very careful if I'm in a new environment. I make sure that, I protect myself. I make sure that they know my boundaries, because that's the biggest thing that people don't realize is that we have control. We always have the control when we're in that environment, when there's spirits around. And there are rules, and you have to set boundaries just like you do with the living. You have to set them boundaries with the dead too. If you don't want them to touch you, tell them that. Don't touch me. You can come near me, but don't touch me, So I make sure I set very solid boundaries with them. And I've never really been hurt. I've had my hair tugged, I've been pinched, but it was never in a malicious way. It was always to get my attention. I've been doing this for almost 40 years, and I've never come across a demon. I've never been hurt in any way, you know. So, it's definitely something that you can't turn off, not by any means, but you can shield yourself. So that's the best I can do.
Yeah, especially whenever it comes to those that you don't want around. I mean, but in a spirit world like that, I mean, they're going to do what they want to do regardless of what you say, right? I mean, can you really keep them from doing things to you? Do you have any
I
kind of like,
can, but I was also raised to know that I have that ability, and I have that, that confidence in myself to know that, if I don't want somebody to touch me, they don't touch me. I know that, I understand how the rules work with the spirit world. A lot of people don't have that confidence, and a lot of people, that's the biggest thing, is the fear factor. I try and I teach this to any newbies that I take on investigations. Like Tracy, you met Tracy.
yeah,
She, on a couple times, I've had to remind her, if you get startled and you show any fear, you're breaking down your wall of protection. And the spirits, if there's something negative there or something sadistic, they are going to use that. They're going to utilize that fear. That's the most powerful emotion that they have to utilize. So that was, I've never been in a situation where I fear any spirit. I've never feared them. And that's something that my mom taught me. You're always in control. There's no reason to fear them. So I think that has a lot to do with it too. So, I mean, I've been around malicious spirits. We had one at Hinsdale, as a matter of fact. We got video of this gentleman that, for whatever reason, took a liking to me. And we had the SLS camera pointed on him. And I was sitting on the couch in the living room, and I was relaying to the crew, you know, what I was feeling. Well, what I was feeling, they were validating it with the SLS camera. And mind you, I can't see the camera or the screen.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that what I was feeling, they were able to validate it. And then it got to the point that they actually caught this man standing in front of me, because I you can hear me in the video say, wow, my legs are like really cold. I was like, is he standing right in front of me? And you could hear Daryl say, yeah, and it's not good. And I was like, what do you mean?
Oh.
The man was touching himself in his private area, standing in front of me, right? And that certain part of his anatomy was a different color than the rest of him. I shit you not. We have this on video. And when Pam and Daryl realized what he was doing, they got mad and they're like, look, leave her alone, leave her alone. So I was like, what is he doing? You know, is he doing something to me? And Daryl's like, well, kind of, sort of, you know? So then I started getting upset, you know, and my aggressive side came out. And as soon as my aggressive side came out, he got more aggressive. And you can see in the video, he gets like up on my chest. And in the video, you can hear me say, because Pammy said, are you okay? And I was like, it feels like he's like trying to pin me down, like he's trying to hold me back. And I shit you not, in the video, you can see he's got his hands on my shoulders, pushing me into the couch. So by that point, once I realized, okay, this went from sweet and innocent to very, you know, twisted, and this is not good. As soon as I say, look, I don't know why you're doing this to me, but you need to back off, and boom, completely gone. This video ran for 20 minutes that this man was doing all these different things. Like at first, it started out him sitting next to me on the couch and rubbing my back, which was innocent, you know what I mean, to a point. And then it progressed into something a little bit more, you know, sexual in nature. And but as soon as I realized what he was doing and I said, you need to back off, he was gone, because I made that happen.
Yeah.
And you could see it. And everybody that was watching our video live that night from Facebook, they were just blown away, because not only what they could see doing, but as soon as I took charge and I was like, look, that's enough, back off, it was just completely gone, just completely disappeared. So that just shows you that you do have the power. You just have to utilize it, you know, and make sure they know the boundaries. And that was my boundary. As soon as I felt him pushing up against me, I didn't like that. I did not like that.
I wouldn't like that either. No, it's like, no, I'd be telling him to back off too, especially if one come up and kind of like cop the field or something. Like, oh, okay, wait.
Right,
I said, you can touch me, not there.
Yep. Yeah, that was probably, in all the years that I've been doing this, that was probably the most intense and the most sinister, I guess the word is. I don't know. It was just really weird. And to be able, and once I saw the video and I saw what he was doing when he was standing in front of me and touching himself, I was shocked. It's like, I can't believe that we captured this. This is insane. Why is this man doing this?
Amazing.
Yeah,
it
was nuts.
It's bad, but I mean, it just shows your validation of who you are right there in that video.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Woodwalker Don did have a question about what you do to protect yourself. He said, do you have or do anything to protect yourself, or cleansing or etc. to help keep from unwanted attachments and etc.?
My main tool is just my energy. And again, we caught this on video one night. We were at a nursing home and they had the SLS camera on me, and there was a gentleman, like a living person, sitting next to me in the chair next to me. And I felt something come up behind me that wasn't so friendly. So I instantly put my shield up, which means I start from my head and I just envision this bubble of protection that comes around me. And that was captured on the camera. Everything around me turned like this gray color. And you can see the spirit behind me trying to poke it and penetrate my shield. Wow. And he couldn't do it. We caught that on camera too. And that's when I realized, you know, that was the first time I ever got to see my shield actually come about and see
Yeah.
it in real time and see what happens when I put that protection on. Other than that, if I leave a place and I feel like I've absorbed too much negative energy or anything toxic or anything, I'll use sage or Palo Santo or something like that. But for the most part, I keep that wall of protection up, so I don't really need anything other than that. So, but if I suggest that if you don't have that ability yet, or you haven't acquired that sense of protecting yourself like I do, wear some type of jewelry, or carry something on you that when you look at it you think, okay, this is what I would use to protect me, whether it's a cross or something your mother gave you, anything like that. Put that intention in there, that's what you want to use that object for, and use that when you're on an investigation. But other than that, there really isn't. I mean, as soon as you walk into a place, you're opening yourself up to that type of energy. So
Oh,
there's really
definitely.
no way to, stop that energy from coming around you. All you can do is set boundaries. That's the biggest form of protection that I teach people, is setting those boundaries right at the door. I don't want you touching me, don't startle me, whatever you want to set those boundaries at. That's your biggest form of protection, is how you can do that on investigations.
Awesome. Yeah, Ken just came back and said, thanks for validating what I believe about the living having control over non-living entities. And
Yeah.
Meltdown underscore 357 said, have a pendant that you fully trust and believe in.
Yep.
And then Woodwalker Don said, I do similar energetic shield when meditating and other things.
Yep.
So, my goodness. Wow. I you have told me before, and so many others, just like, you have something. You just got to break down your wall. And I believe it was you that told me I needed to get a crystal or something to meditate. And then somebody else said I needed to get something and meditate. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't have time to meditate. If I had the time, I would totally meditate to break down those shields. But right now, I just don't. Maybe later on in life, when I don't have to work a full-time job and then do my podcast full-time, maybe. But until then, I'll leave everything to you.
I've had a lot of people ask me that question on how do they break down that shield, and how do they open themselves up. And I'm going to tell everybody that's listening, my first and utmost suggestion on that is, be careful what you wish for, because once you open that gate, and the spirits know that, there's no stopping it. There's no on and off switch with that shit. There just isn't. If you're in, you're all in. If you're not sure, don't open those gates, because once they're open, you're going to allow that
Can't
energy
close
to come
them.
in. So yeah.
Oh,
So make sure that you truly understand what that means before you even attempt to open up that, that sense in
yeah.
you, or those abilities in you.
Oh,
Yeah, because a lot of
definitely.
people, they take on a little bit more than they had, thought they were going to, and then they get themselves in a situation where, they it's a
They're
little too
stuck.
much for them. They're in over their head, and
Yep.
yeah, so just be very careful if that's what you want to do. Be sure.
Yeah. That's probably another reason my subconscious is like, you ain't ready for this shit.
Yeah,
You're just gonna have
yeah.
to wait.
You don't have time to meditate, then you don't have that time to actually protect yourself, learn how to
Right.
shield yourself, learn how to communicate with them on that level.
Mm.
Yeah, you definitely have to have the time to do that.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. Thank you for that. Because, yeah, I'm not going to be doing it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Woodwalker Dawn wants to know if you have ever ran across the energetic vampire type.
Like psychic vampires? I
I think
do
that's what
quite,
he's meaning.
yeah. I do on occasion, but when I'm around people that I don't know, or like when I'm at conventions or anything like that, my shield is up. It just is, because they're psychic vampires that will draw off of you, which is just rude if they don't even ask you, because the proper way to do it is to ask for a donor that's willing to participate in something like that. Not all of them do. So it's definitely an invasion. But there are some that don't even realize what they are and that they're doing it too. So you have to shield yourself. But yeah, I've come across them, and there was one convention that I was not prepared for because there was a slew of psychic vampires that I wasn't told about. And I didn't, I wasn't prepared for that. And that night I got so drained. I was sick in the bathroom all night. And I had no idea what was going on. I hadn't eaten anything. I hadn't done anything different to bring this on. But I knew it was something energy. I was like, I don't understand what's going on. And then the next morning I was told, you got hit with that psychic, that psychic energy. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me? I mean, I was deathly sick all night from it because my body rejected it. It was really bad. So that taught me a harsh lesson that any convention I go to, I make sure I shield myself. Just if I was going into a haunted location, I shield myself the same way. Energy is energy. Doesn't matter whether it's from the other side or this side. It can mess you up.
And I didn't really, because a lot of people, I think you even told me this, that sometimes you can go into an investigation when you start feeling nauseous or you start feeling lethargic. That's the energy the ghosts are pulling from you, the spirits are pulling from you to be able to manifest. Yeah. I got that way at Ashmore Estates. That was the first time I've ever been at a location that I got so sick I had to just stop and go outside. And I didn't even realize it was something that could happen until that time. I mean, I did know, I kind of knew about it, but it never happened to me. So whenever it did, I was not prepared. And I felt so sick to my stomach, and I was just leaned over the rail because I had to have something push against my stomach. Because if I didn't have anything push against my stomach, I felt like it was just, I was going to blow chunks. So it's a very interesting feeling. And then you realize, oh my God, the spirits were pulling for me. What the heck?
Yep. Yeah. If you have more than one that know how to siphon energy, it can get pretty drastic. Yeah.
It's interesting though. That is an interesting feeling altogether. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Meltdown.
It's unpleasant, but yeah, it's intriguing.
It is. Meltdown 357 said, I am a Romani descendant. I dream of future events. Not winning lotto numbers yet, LOL, but I don't have the gift, though. You have some kind of gift. I mean, I would think.
Prophetic visions,
Yeah. That's interesting. Oh, my gosh. Going into a deep dive on that one. I do want to ask you about the over 300 locations and the 75 private cases which is absolutely phenomenal, by the way. What is the weirdest thing a spirit has ever done to get your attention, aside from that one?
Okay, so at the Hotel Conneaut in Conneaut Lake, PA, I was there doing a convention. And the convention was over, and later that night, we all got together and we were going to investigate. Well, we were up in the West Wing, and I don't know what happened, but everybody left to go do something, and I elected to stay behind. So I'm sitting on this bed, and there's no lights on. It's complete darkness there. And I heard somebody, I mean, my hair moved and everything. Somebody blew in my ear. I could feel the heat. I moved my hair and everything. I turned my flashlight on. There's nobody there. So I'm sitting there and I'm debating on whether I want to stay there by myself or, get up and go find the crew. So I went to stand up off the bed, and the door slammed so hard that it vibrated the entire room and locked me inside.
Oh my God.
Later that night, I when the crew came back upstairs and I told them what happened, they all took me downstairs. Everybody was sure I was okay. I was fine, but I was rattled, because it was more of the breath in my ear more so than the door. I'm used to doors closing and opening. it's just the way they work. But
Right.
so we went downstairs, and I'm like, you know what? I'm drained. I don't know, that spirit got to me, so I'm going to go lay down. The next morning, I wake up to get ready to go to the convention, and the door is locked from the inside, or like there's a deadbolt on the door. I go to try and unlock the door to go out to go get coffee before the convention started, and I was locked in. The lock wouldn't move. So I had to call the front desk, and the receptionist up there, I said, Bonnie, I said, I don't know what's going on, but I can't get out of the room. She says, what do you mean? I was like, I'm locked inside. She's like, well, the lock's on the inside. I was like, I know that, but the lock won't move. I can't open the door. I can't do anything. And she come down with the key and tried to unlock the door. And she's like, Angel, I'm turning the key, but the lock's turning the other way. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, the key's inside the lock. But she said, when I try and turn it to unlock it for you, something's turning it the other way. And
my.
she's standing on the outside. I'm on the inside. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, and then it dawned on me the night before I got locked in upstairs. So whoever was in the hotel, they wanted me to stay there. They did not want me
They
to
didn't want you to
leave.
leave.
Yeah, they were trying to hold me hostage. So she stood out there, and she says, I could hear her on the other side of the door. She's like, all right, guys, we all love Angel. We know you love it when she comes here, but you cannot keep her. Please
Right.
let her out. And she put the key in one last time, and it just like that opened right up for us. She had to ask them to let me out.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it was, and that episode, I was on an episode of Ghost Hunters with Jason Hawes and everything. They came to the hotel, and Bonnie actually told them that story because she has never experienced anything like that, where she couldn't get a guest out of a room,
Right.
and she's like, we have guests that lock themselves out or, lose their key or whatever. She's like, I've never had to break somebody out of a room before. Because so that was actually on a TV show because it was so crazy.
That is crazy. Oh my gosh.
That's probably the most crazy interaction I've ever had, that they tried to keep me hostage because they didn't want me to go. That
Oh,
was awesome.
wow.
I can say
That
it's
is-
awesome now. It's so awesome then. I was like, what the shit? Am I going to die in this room? Like, they can't get me out, So like, I can crawl out the window. I'm on this, I'm on the second floor. It's a pretty big drop. I'm like, what am I going to do,
Right?
So yeah.
Ken said
was
you were a
nuts.
trophy.
I guess.
Oh my gosh. So you have been doing this for a while, and you do have your own team, and it's called G.E.E.K.S. You want to explain a little bit about that? Is it an acronym, or I know it is, but...
It's Goddesses on the Hunt is what that stands for. Originally, it was myself, Pammy, and Ruth, who you met at Hinsdale. But as you know, Ruth passed away last year.
Yeah, my
so it's just two of us. But she is buried at Hinsdale. That was one of her last wishes, that she was buried at Hinsdale, because that's where we had so many good memories, and she always loved the energy there. So now when we go to Hinsdale, we get to see her, and she's buried right out back by the path that goes up to the blessing tree. Yeah, she's buried there. So her death anniversary is actually coming up on May 22nd. So not looking forward to that. Last year was pretty rough with what she went through and everything. But yeah, originally Goth was Ruth, Pammy, and I. So now it's just me and Pammy.
Yeah, they were awesome. All of you guys were awesome. Very welcoming to me. So I thank you guys. And she was so sweet.
Yeah,
she was.
Everybody loved Ruth. She always she always managed to make people laugh, and she enjoyed laughing at herself. As a matter of fact, when we were there in August, that's when we did her ceremony. and we were sitting at the fire about 15 minutes before the ceremony and before we buried her. And we're all sitting at the fire. And Tracy sitting next to me, and did I have Micah with me, my dog, when you were there?
Yep.
Okay. So Micah, he's watching Tracy because she's eating something. And she's like, I really want to give you this, but I know your mommy doesn't allow you to have people food and, this and that. And she's like, and she looks at me and she's like, well, can't I just give him one? And I was like, no. I was like, he will throw up. He's not used to people food. He don't eat it. And she's like, well, I know I've seen Ruth give him people food. And I was like, oh yeah? When? And Daryl speaks up and Daryl says, she's going to get you for telling on her. You should have not have tattled on her at all, because I didn't know Ruth was giving him people food. So fast forward, we get ready to do the ceremony. I'm sitting down at the fire. I just couldn't emotionally go through with going up to where the gravesite was and everything. I was just struggling. So I'm sitting down at the fire and I'm watching them do the ceremony. And Tracy, just at the end, as she's recording it, she walks towards Ruth's gravesite, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if she tripped or went into a hole. I don't know. But next thing I know, Tracy's face planted in the ground. Now, mind you, everybody's like crying. We're all sobbing and bawling, because of the ceremony.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Tracy goes down. Her face is in the ground. And Daryl's like, see, I told you Ruth was going to get you. And then we all just lost it. We all just laughed. And it went from this horribly sad moment to, this hilarious, because that would be something that Ruth would do.
Yeah.
And Tracy tattled on her, so... It was one of them moments that, if you weren't there to experience it, you wouldn't believe it. But yeah, it was too funny. The timing was perfect. But Ruth has come through for other people. There was a team up there a few months back and they were doing an SD session and they sent me a video because my name kept coming through. And they knew it was Ruth looking for me. And she, said she loved me and she missed me and everything. And, that was really, really, I loved that they sent me the video, but also I ended up crying for like 2 days because it was just so sentimental, you know what I mean? And I know she's not like trapped there or anything, but just the fact that she knows when people are there, she comes through and she talks to other people too. And Tiffany,
to show them, hey, it is real.
Right. Yeah. She came through the Phasma box when we were there in August, used her full name, Ruth Ann. She has come through the Ovulus for Tiffany, which Tiffany is like the house manager for Dan. And she has sent me screenshots of the Ovulus that Ruth, her name has come up, and just saying different things that would correlate with who Ruth was. So she loves being there. I know that. And yeah, so if anybody ever goes to Hinsdale, call out to Ruth and just be prepared because she's a prankster and she's definitely she was strong when she was alive. So she's just as strong on the other side and she'll definitely come through. But
Ken said my condolences. And SM Cooley 83 said, that's my angel. She knows me as Susie Q.
Knows her as who?
Susie Q.
Oh, hi, Susie Q. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she was awesome. I remember her being there and just hearing her with the spirit box, just asking the questions. And she was an amazing woman. Very, very happy I got to at least meet her.
Yeah.
So we talk about your paranormal side, but we haven't talked about your exotic side.
My exotic side? Oh boy.
Your books.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I write nonfiction and fiction. My fiction, it's a little spicy, a little naughty. It's definitely I
Well
enjoy writing
written.
fiction. Huh?
Well
What you
written.
say? Yeah, I enjoy writing the fiction because I get to create it from the beginning with my mind and I do have I have different levels of spiciness in my life and when it comes to romantic situations, my books I like to bring in a lot of spiciness, but I also like to bring in like comedy. So when you're reading my books, there are definitely things in there, scenes in there that are going to crack you up. So yeah, I love writing fiction. It's probably my favorite, other than nonfiction. Nonfiction, there's so much. It's like teaching, I guess. So it's a different vibe. I'm when
Yeah.
I'm writing, I'm trying to educate people, or help them with everyday things when it comes to spirituality. I think that's where my spiritual advisement comes out, or paranormal consulting comes out. Um, so when you go from that to relying on my creative side and my brain only to create this whole new world with new characters and scenarios it's just so much more fun. I absolutely love it.
No, you also have over 50 titles of your books and 3 oracle decks. What got you into creating oracle decks?
I actually have 4 oracle decks.
Oh, 4 now. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. um, I think just because I'm a divination reader too. We were talking about multi-talented. I'm a divination reader too, which I do at conventions at times. I read tarot, oracle, and I'm intuitive reader. So I think I just got to the point that I was bored of using the mundane decks, and I wanted to bring my own originality to the oracle side of divination. Um, so one of them is like nature and animals. The other deck is animals only. One is the dark shadow, which is like shadow work, and it's not sunshine and rainbows. It's not the positive, and it's literally our darker side of our nature, and everybody has it. You can't have light without the dark, and vice versa. So
Right.
that deck was specifically designed to focus on our darker sides, and everybody has them, and you have to work with them too, to really be able to grow and figure those things out about yourself and work on them. And then my 4th deck, which I am so proud of, because there's nothing out there like it, and it's my biggest seller, is my Afterlife Oracle. It's not really a divination deck. I designed it specifically for investigating. So a lot of paranormal teams buy these decks and they take them on investigations with them. And I've gotten such good feedback that they are so accurate. And it's kind of like, you shuffle and you pull cards like you would any other deck, but with these, like, it's going to tell you if there's a female presence that's the dominant spirit in the location, or what room that you need to focus on, what equipment you need to focus on.
Oh.
And I mean, I have not had one negative feedback from them. People absolutely love them. I sell them at conventions like crazy, and they come with a free journal, so you can log every investigation, and you have your journal. It matches the deck and everything. So yeah, people just absolutely love that deck, and
Well, I
I
know what
love
I'm
it
going to
too.
be buying after this.
I mean, because I looked to see if there was anything out there like a few years ago, because we have all these tools, but we didn't have anything like that to use on an investigation. I said, well, my energy connects with divination fairly easy, so I would love to see, if there's anything out there like that. And I searched and searched. I mean, I went to Llewellyn, I went to Amazon, all different kinds of sites trying to find that type of deck, and there was nothing. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm the only person that's ever thought of doing this. This is insane.
Right?
And I mean, so I did it, and yeah, it's my biggest seller. I'm very proud of it.
Nice.
Yep.
Woodwalker Don says, nice. I'm a big divination person myself. He
Yeah.
says I'm better with some forms of scrying like pendulum work and etc.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
like
pretty
using
amazing.
pendulums.
I'm gonna have to,
Yeah.
because we use like cards to play cards with them, because we'll play like 21 with them and stuff like that. But that is
Right.
very interesting. I'll have to get that deck and try it on the next investigation I go to. Now, a little bit about back to your books. I know I read somewhere where someone had said they got hooked on your books, especially one specific book called Magic Man, because it felt so real and easily readable. Are you writing from personal paranormal experiences, or are ghosts kind of saying, hey, this is what you need to write about?
Magic Man is one of my spicy books. It's not normal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They said
and,
it felt so real and so easily relatable. So
yeah,
that's why I'm
because
kind of wondering.
right, because my characters are very realistic. The scenarios are very realistic. You know, my characters, they have flaws, they have insecurities. That, you know, so people really are in tune to that. It's not, you know, my characters aren't, you know, these model perfect bodied, you know, they have issues, they struggle financially and mentally, and, you know, so they're very realistic. But Magic Man is one of my biggest sellers when it comes to couples. Actually, couples love that book. I've had a few couples that have bought it, and they'll read it to each other at night, and
Aw.
you know, then things spice up afterwards. But yeah, people love Magic Man for sure. Yeah, and that was one of my favorite ones too. It's probably one of my biggest novels. It's pretty thick.
Now, have you ever had a spirit interrupt you while you were writing one of those little spicy scenes?
No, not interrupt. But a funny story. So those of you out there that don't know me, unless I'm watching like football or basketball, I normally don't cuss. That's really the only time that you'll hear bad things come out of my mouth. But my mother didn't like the F word. You were not permitted to say that in her home. So I grew up not saying that word, and I still don't, obviously don't, you know, I still don't say it. But when I started writing erotica, you know, there were certain scenes where that word was, it just, no other word was going to work in that sentence, you know? And I struggled with that, just writing it, let alone not saying it. But I struggled with writing that word into my stories. And the first time I came across that, I could literally hear my mother chuckle. And, you know, this was probably about 2 years after she passed away. And she is in my ear chuckling because I was struggling to even write the word, let alone say it, you know? So, yeah, I mean, so she didn't interrupt, but she was definitely present for that moment, and she got a kick out of that. So, yeah.
Well, Ken has two questions. One, going back to the divination. He wants to know what the definition of divination is.
The definition?
Yeah. He said, what is the definition of divination?
Divination is I don't know what the actual definition is. My definition is when you connect with the universal energies to discover a message or an answer. I mean, that's pretty much all divination is.
Yeah.
You're using some type of tool, even if it's just yourself, to find answers. That's all divination is.
There you go, Ken. There's your definition. He also wants to know, what do you model your characters after, real life or imagination?
Oh boy. So 95% of my characters are inspired by people that I have met or know personally, which can get kind of it can get weird at times. I mean, and there's people like that I've met at conventions that I use their persona or their vibe to create a character. So yeah, if you've met me and you've left an impression, chances are something about you is in a book that I've written.
Oh, look at my my Zoom just went.
It just registered to you, huh? I saw that look on your face. You're like, oh shit.
Now I gotta go find which book it is that she. I'm gonna be buying all her books. Going, okay, no, that one wasn't. No, that.
Yeah.
Well, it will have to be within the last. Oh God, how long have we known each other now?
Jeez.
Oh, you have written quite a few books since then. I'm going to be reading a lot of books, guys.
I don't know. I think. Okay, so no, we met in Kentucky. So we've known each other since 2018.
Holy shit, that is a long time. Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And we're still friends to this day, guys.
I have friends that I went to kindergarten with still.
One.
I have
one.
several.
I don't even talk to
that
her, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
She's
I mean,
like on
you
my
do.
Facebook, but it's like.
Right. Yep.
I'm sure her dad is pretty pissed at me, though.
When you can maintain a friendship with somebody that I'm 52 years old, okay?
Mm.
When you can maintain a friendship with somebody that you went to kindergarten with,
Yep.
that's pretty special. You know what I
That
mean?
is
That
special.
it not only shows the character that you are, but I mean, it just shows you, how connected people can be. Mikey Bump, I mean, we went to kindergarten together and he actually saved my life, literally saved my life. We were in first or second grade, I can't remember, but I fell. We had to walk down this brick hill to go to school and I fell on my back and landed on the ice and I started getting really nauseous. So he took me back to my mom and I started internally hemorrhaging. Well, we found out that day that's when we found out that I was born with one kidney. And when I fell, I bruised the one kidney that I had. And if it wouldn't have been for him being with me and taking me back to my mom and her getting me to the hospital, I would have internally bled out. I would have died. So,
Wow.
I mean, that's, and he's connected to me on Facebook. We talk every once in a while, but, and there's 3 or 4 more that I've known since kindergarten that we're so close and we still talk, so yeah.
Susie Q says you can use dimples in a book. Ken says it's book 6, Shaw. You know how many books? This lady's got over 50 books. Come on now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is. It's pretty special. I mean, I still talk to her every now and then, and I know whenever I go back home, she's like, "Tell me when you're coming to Alabama, and let me know, and we'll meet up." But I haven't seen her. I mean, I grew up going to her house and hanging out with her family. Her dad had a nickname for me. I have not talked to that man in over 20 years, and I feel horrible about it because I haven't been back home. I have been away from the state, but I mean, it is what it is. At least she's still connected, and I still talk to her. I still talk to friends from middle school, and I know a lot of them have been following me now that I've had my podcast out. They've been finding me on Facebook and been asking to become friends. I'm like, well, we weren't friends in school.
Right.
Oh my gosh. On that note, you are listed as a spiritual advisor and paranormal consultant. When someone calls you about a haunting, what's the first thing you ask them?
Do you watch paranormal shows? That's on my questionnaire, because that tells me right there, where exactly their mindset is. Because not all cases, but in most cases, somebody that calls me for a private haunting, if they watch paranormal shows, they just get caught up in that. And it's normally just something that, a noisy pipe, or, the fridge making noises, that kind of thing. So that's definitely the first question I ask, do you watch paranormal shows? And then I ask, are there children in the home? Do your pets react to, this energy that you're experiencing? And those are pretty much the top questions that I ask, because the kids are important. If there's kids involved, whether I think it's not a haunting or not, I go. There's no questions asked, because I don't want children to be afraid in their own homes and, be terrified of something that may not even be there. And if it is there, try and figure out why it's there and why the children, because kids are very intuitive, and they sense things that most adults can't, because their brains aren't taught yet to not, that's just your imagination kind of thing. A lot of times it's not. They're actually experiencing something, but parents, want them to think that they're crazy or just imagining it, you know what I mean? So I like to go in and talk to the children and get their viewpoint on it. But there's been cases that I've been on that the kids sit with the parents and watch paranormal shows, and the kids have it in their head that there's a demon in their closet, and things like that just infuriate me so badly. And that's when I kind of get kicked into one, the shows should be looked at for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
They're not reality. What you see on TV is not reality.
Right.
And in most cases, all those loud booms and all these things that these people chase after, it's fabricated. It's not what they make it out to be. Stop watching shows. It's not educational. It's entertainment.
No. Yep.
Learn the
It is.
difference.
Very much so. Now, you have
Yeah.
kids. Does any of your kids have your abilities?
I have two, and one, no, my son doesn't. He didn't. No, he really doesn't. And then my youngest, they have the divination abilities, that intuitive side, but that's it. No, and I'm okay with that. And I never took my kids on investigations. I don't think that that's a smart thing to do, especially younger children. They're very impressionable. They do not know how to protect themselves. And I think it's I'm going to say what it is bad parenting. It's not a good thing to do. It just isn't. I've seen what's out there. I know the kind of energy that is there, and kids are so susceptible to, calling in that negative and toxic energy, because they don't know any better. And, I've seen them end up being depressed and, having all kinds of life issues, because they were traumatized or put into an environment that they shouldn't have been in. And now they have this energy attached to them, and they don't know what's going on, and the parents don't know what's going on. And yeah, I don't advise that at all. So I never ever took my children on an investigation with me, not once.
Yeah, I don't. My daughter had asked me quite a few times when she was younger, and I said, "Oh no, not until you're 18. Once you're 18,
Yep.
you want to go, then by all means." But
Right.
no.
Yep.
So I totally agree with you on that. I don't agree with taking kids to a haunted location, because you never know if they're going to get an attachment or anything like that. And how are you gonna fix it?
Yeah.
I mean,
yep.
It's hard. And you are a ghost magnet. So do you think any of the spirits that come towards you get attached to other people when they're with you, or?
No, I make sure, again, with those boundaries that we were talking about, I always make it clear that, you know, the people that are with me are not to be harmed, and, you know, I protect them in that way. But honestly, the spirits, they're after me, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to sound conceited or cocky, but when we're on an investigation and I have other people with me, I'm usually the target, and not in a bad way, but the spirits know that I'm the one that can hear them and see
Yeah.
them and communicate. So the other people that are with me, they're just kind of there, I guess, you know what I mean? So they really
Y'all
don't
gotta
get
take
bothered.
advantage of that and start asking questions, because that's what I did. Take advantage of all the ghosts going towards Angel and ask all the questions you can. Now, if you could have dinner with any spirit in history, a full-blown, full-course meal, who would it be and why?
Hmm. Wow. Um, wow, you stumped me. Um,
The first time, guys. I haven't stumped her yet on my show.
you mean like celebrity or
It does not matter. Any person from history.
honestly, I probably Marilyn Monroe.
That would
I
be
think she was
interesting.
so misunderstood, and I think she suffered from so many different things in her life that she just, I don't know. I would want to sit down with her and find out, you know, where it all went wrong for her. Um, I think that would probably, because I've always been curious, you know, how she got into the situations that she got in. I was always curious about her death. Um, so yeah, like right off the top of my head, that would be who I would want to sit down and discuss their life with them. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh my gosh, she was very much misunderstood. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, the questions are piling in. Okay. Woodwalker Dawn says, "Is there a form of divination that you really want to get into but haven't for whatever reason?"
Um, runes. Yeah,
Those are
runes.
interesting.
And the only reason why I haven't is honestly, I just haven't had the time. Because when I do something like that, when I try and educate myself and try something new, I like to go all in and dedicate time to do it. I don't want to do it half-assed. I don't do anything half-assed, so definitely don't want to do that. But runes, definitely is always been fascinating to me. So that's probably the next level that I'll get to at some point and learn. Because I think runes that are made with um, crystals, I think, are very high vibrational type instruments, and yeah, I would definitely love to learn.
That would be very interesting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Jen has a question saying, regarding consulting, have you had or do you need medical training?
medical what?
Medical training?
Um, no, no, I've never come across a situation. As far as physical, there have been times that I've suggested people reach out to a therapist or a psychiatrist.
Mhm.
Um, but as far as like medical attention or anything like that, no,
And then, oh, YouTuber. I don't know who I want to meet. If I had to do anything, it'd probably be Moses to ask him how he chose the animals he put on the ark. I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard one. That's why I asked her, not me.
Yeah, that threw me off. I wasn't expecting that kind of questions.
It is very hard. I mean, I would even probably go as far back. Well, go as far back as being most recent. Probably the so-called presidents before George Washington, and to
Mhm.
find out how and why, and watch how they kind of overtook this country that we now call America. Probably that's just my
Mhm.
patriotic side, though. That's my military going, what and how did we do this? But that is interesting to me. All right, so one more question, because I've taken you over your time with the freaking technical difficulties and everything else. After 35 years of this work, what's the one thing you wish more people understood about the paranormal or about spirits in general?
That whoever we are on this side, we maintain that on the other side. So in other words, if you were a kind, compassionate, sweet person when you were alive, you're going to be like that on the other side. If you were a jerk on this side, you're going to be a jerk on the other side. That's why when we interact with spirits, their personalities come through. We have pranksters. We have ones that are sad and crying. We have ones that are, boisterous, obnoxious, mean. You don't change. The only thing that changes is our physical body. That is it. Energy can't be created or destroyed. So when we die, that energy, it just transitions and transforms to another form. But the essence of you is still there. Oh. And I just heard, hold on. I just heard a guy say, "Hey!" I'm guessing it was probably Bob.
Oh, Bob!
That was crazy. That was so loud.
I'm gonna have to go in and see if I can catch it on the thing.
Yeah. But that's the biggest thing, and also treat them like you would want to be treated. That is, people that go in and provoke and walk into somebody's home or a location and just automatically think that because they're living that they should have free reign. It's bullshit. If somebody walked into your home living, if I walked into your home and I demanded that you speak to me, or I asked you to pull a trick off, and touch that machine, that's demanding something of somebody. Just because they're dead doesn't mean they don't deserve respect.
Right.
So those are the two biggest things that I teach when I'm doing lectures is, we are the same on the other side, just in a different form, and treat spirits how you would want to be treated. Those are the two main things.
Awesome. And I got called out because, yes, I have to agree with you, YouTuber. Robin Williams would be my go-to ghost. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because he was just an amazing comedian. He was amazing voices. I mean, he just seemed like he was amazing all around, decent human. I would love, you're right, YouTuber.
Yeah.
Help is on the way, dear.
Yeah.
Well, Angel, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. Tell everybody where they can reach you if they want to ask you a question or if they want to get one of your books.
My biggest social media presence is on Facebook at Angel Baby 73. So ANGEL. I'm sorry. ANGELBABIE 73. That's I'm usually on Facebook. I don't really use too many other social media platforms. I don't have time.
Right.
I just don't. So Facebook is my go-to. Or you can reach me at Dark Moon Press. We have a page as well. If there's any authors out there that are looking to get published or have any questions about being published or anything like that, we also have a Facebook page, Dark Moon Press. You can get me on either page.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I was reading what they were saying. Woodwalker Dawn said, "Thank you, Angel, for coming on. It was great. And I really hope you do get a set of runes and get into them because that's one that I myself really want to get into as well."
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely get to it. Yep.
And FP says, "We are spirits in the material world" by Sting. All right. Again, thank you so much for being on. Don't go anywhere. I'll talk to you right after the show. Guys that are watching, thank you guys so much for participating in the chat and for asking your questions to Angel. It is awesome of you guys. I heart your faces so much. Don't forget to tune in Sunday night is for the Cold Cases True Crime episode with Sim Schrader Heel and Mark E. Fultz. And you'll see who we got and see if Mark's spirit guides can determine who we chose as our cold cases. So until next time.
I love Sim.
Oh, I do too. She's amazing. I get to meet her in August. I'm so excited. Y'all stay free, stay safe. Always do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Switch it on and come along. Haunted houses all night long. Gaming streams and ghostly scenes. Just chatting with the in-betweens. IRL, she's on the case. Finding spirits in each place. Every game she plays with flair. Geeks, paranormal, she's there. Ghosts and games all night. Geeks, paranormal's bright. Just chatting feels so right. Trying to stream, it's quite a sight. From the haunted house she flies, gaining worlds under the skies. Chat and laugh, let's have a blast. Geeks paranormal here at last. Ghosts and games all night. Geeks paranormal's bright. Just chatting feels so right. Try to stream, it's quite a sight. From the haunted house she flies, gaining worlds under the skies. Chat and laugh, let's have a blast. Geeks paranormal here at last. Ghosts and games all night. Geeks paranormal's bright. Just chatting feels so right. Trying to stream, it's quite a sight. In the dark she finds the light. Streams so fun, she's out of sight. Every ghost and gaming fight. Geeks paranormal shines so bright.